Here we go with some nonsense, family. So LAPD recruitment officers were recorded making racist comments about black people, and I could believe it because a lot of officers who serve on the police force and put on that blue uniform, at the end of the day, they use it as a shield to hide behind to practice white supremacy when they ain't serving and protecting not a damn thing but the system of racism, white supremacy. And this is why, for the life of me, I can't understand why black people, tethers, and non-white people join that police force and take up a white supremacist mindset, because the fact of the matter is you'll never be white, you ain't got the complexion for the protection, and you'll never be accepted in the white supremacist society. And if you black joining that police force, you should be trying to help your people, not work to uphold a system that has been designed to hold our people back. This is why I'm a little bit more critical of black police officers, because you should be, joining the force to add to the solution, not be a part of the problem. But back to these racist, white supremacist LAPD officers and collaborators, they deserve to, get the boot and have their badges turned in quick, fast, and in a hurry. They need to put some charges on these individuals, truth be told, because you could bet if this is the mindset of some of these police officers on the LAPD police force, this is the mindset of the bulk of these police officers on this LAPD police force, because I've long heard stories, as a child of LAPD being among some of the racist cops on the planet, and you could bet your last dollar, that when they operating in the community, 9 times out of 10, they operating in the black community, and we can't have these individuals operating in the black community. Ain't no telling what kind of degenerate nonsense they'll pull. These are the type of individuals that, got black folks with their hands in the air, ask them to grab for their wallet and ID, and then use that, as an excuse, to kill our people, screaming out here, she got a gun, when this is a bunch of nonsense. So I got the audio and the video of this LAPD police force, and what they up there doing, which is a bunch of nonsense, and we're going to walk through it and talk about it how we normally do, family. Fair use.
The LAPD under scrutiny this morning after a complaint was filed accusing officers of making racist and other derogatory comments about their colleagues. The alleged remarks secretly recorded. KTLA's Annie Rose Ramos live in our newsroom with the details. Annie Rose, good morning.
Hey, Frank. Good morning to you. Yeah, all of this according to an explosive LA Times investigation reporting a Los Angeles police officer working in the department's recruitment office recorded dozens and dozens of conversations for the better part of a year. These recordings revealing cops spewing racist, sexist, and homophobic comments. Now, all of this according to...
See, now, why I ain't trying to, downplay the role of them making, sexist and homophobic comments. I'm not trying to downplay the role of that, but most of the times we see that when they throw that in there, this is used to cover up and hide the anti-black racism, because at the end of the day, the name of the game is to reduce the anti-black racism. We got to keep our eye on that aspect, family. But let's continue.
To a complaint filed with the LAPD and reviewed by the LA Times, detailing roughly 90 recordings made inside the recruiting division, portraying officers and supervisors voicing open discrimination against potential recruits and colleagues based on race, sex, and sexual orientation. These are the same officers tasked with deciding who can join the LAPD. Now, in one conversation, take a look at this.
You hear that, family? These are the officers designed to, say who joined the LAPD. And if they got this kind of mindset to their own fellow officers on the police force, ain't no telling what the heck they'll do, in the black community. These kind of individuals do all kind of wicked and devilish deeds. These kind of individuals are run amok in the black community. We can't have these individuals, serving in none of our communities. They need to have their badges turned in. They need to get the boot quick, fast, and in a hurry, and need some kind of charges put on them also.
A Latina LAPD officer offered this advice on how to fight African Americans, saying, quote, "You hit black people in the liver. I heard they got weak livers."
Here's that black and brown unity, which, by the way, there is none. And this is a Latino officer, coming with his anti-black racism. This is why we don't rock with that whole black and brown unity thing no more. It was a one-sided coin. A lot of times, all of the times, we were getting the short end of the stick as foundational black Americans. We ain't caping for none of these individuals, none of these tethers, none of these Latino groups, none of that. We just solely worried about foundational Black American needs, business, and interests. But we wish everybody well, but we just ain't putting on a cape for anybody. Now, these Latino, this is why these Latinos are so dangerous with this kind of mindset because, they run around pushing that false Black and brown, unity thing into, some of our people that are unsuspecting, they'll fall for this, banana in the tailpipe. And this is why we get out here in front of this because we know there ain't no Black and brown unity. And a lot of the times these people want their cake and eat it too. They want to jump on both sides. They want to, claim some false narrative of there being some Black and brown unity, but play on the team of white supremacy. These kinds of individuals are dangerous. They want their cake and eat it too, and this is why we solely say the hell with that Black and brown thing, and we solely worried about the needs and the interests of foundational Black Americans. But let's continue.
According to the complaint filed January 5th with the LAPD's Professional Standards Bureau and the Inspector General's office, the same officer allegedly describing a Latina janitor to her colleagues as, quote, wetback. But the complaint is
See, these Latinos, as soon as they come in the proximity of the dominant white society, they looking to align themselves with that. They ain't looking for no, Black and brown unity. This is a thing, that they want to push out there when they need some help, when they can't stand on their own 2 feet. They want to call on Black and brown when them days is gone, We stand alone. Y'all got to stand alone and hold your own nuts. But let's continue.
Accusing a Sergeant Denny Jong, of leading the prejudicial banter. In one conversation with subordinates about Dodgers baseball legend Fernando Valenzuela's death from septic shock, saying, quote, "I know why he died. He ate too many tacos." The complaint also claiming officers reportedly referred to Black people as monkeys. The complaining officer.
Right there, they always try to, put that monkey narrative, false narrative on us. When in all actuality, if you shave a monkey down, what color is a monkey up under that, up under that hair? That monkey is pink. It look more like white people than Black people, truth be told, just keeping this thing all the way real. But let's continue.
A Latino with 10 years on the job, initially made his written accusations anonymously, but now is handing over dozens of hours of recordings that took place between March and October of last year. When news of this complaint broke, Chief Jim McDonnell at the LAPD removed a lieutenant, a sergeant, and 4 officers from the unit, saying he was deeply disappointed by these reports. Now, a scandal in the LAPD's recruiting office couldn't come at a worse time. The LAPD is struggling to recruit new officers, with more than 100 cops expected to leave the force by next year, dropping the department to the lowest amount of officers it's seen in roughly 30 years.
Yeah, family. All of these white supremacists involved and these white supremacist collaborators in the form of Latinos need to turn in their badge and need given the boot, and they need some charges put on them because they ain't serving and protecting not a damn thing. The only thing they serving and protecting is working to uphold the system of racism, white supremacy, and injustice. Just my thoughts on the matter, but there ain't no Black and brown thing. Peace.